Good evening, everyone, and a happy Tuesday to you all. I am currently eating a Toblerone, and welcome to Portimao for round 5 of season 6 for Tier 1 here in the 7th Gear Racing. Tonight, I am joined by the Ender Wonderful Lions. How are you, sir?
I'm good, but I am Toblerone-less. I do not have a Toblerone, so I could be better. But I'm looking forward to the beautiful Algarve in Portugal as we're here in Portimao tonight.
Yeah, definitely. At least I'll be honest, it's not one of my favourite tracks, but a lot of drivers like it. So hopefully, as we are Tier 1, we're in for a good race tonight.
Yeah, we should be. I mean, it is a strange track. See, for me personally, I hate it, but I love it at the same time. It's such a satisfying lap when you manage to get it, but it's so tough, especially the track limits on the track, and the grip, especially towards turn 8. It's a very deceiving corner that you think you have the grip on it, and it's like you're on ice skates out there when you reach the top of turn 8. And speaking of the top of turn 8, elevation changes on this track. It makes a lot of blind corners. So I think the drivers are going to be in for a real challenge this evening.
Yep, just a few bits of admin before we carry on. So, firstly, you can see there, Xbox 7 Up. He is making his 7GR debut tonight. And also, you will see the name Arthur 7GR. He is formerly known as Firmsy. So, Firmsy has changed his name to Arthur 7GR. I'm not so sure what to call Xbox 7 Up. It's bit of a strange one. Maybe we'll just call him 7 Up.
I was gonna say 7. I think Xbox would be a bit confusing.
Yeah, I think it might be. Right then, so Vegeta will be the first man to start and set a lap. Let's see how aggressive he is in these first couple of turns.
Very close over the curb there.
Yep. Vegeta, of course, having a bit of a disappointing season so far. He showed a lot of speed last season. But for whatever reason, he's not quite putting it together so far this year.
It can just be a struggle sometimes, especially might just get a bad run of tracks the tracks that you don't like or you don't have a preference towards, or it could just be it could just be a snowball effect. You have one bad race and two, and then you just get down. But Vegeta is still a very talented driver, so I think he can pull it back.
100%, definitely a bit of a wiggle coming out of there. He's almost losing it. He's using a lot of low gears in these corners. As he comes round one of the final few corners. 15 turns here then. Coming up to turn 14 now. So what would you say is a good lap time here before Vegeta crossed the line?
Off the top of my head, that's a good question. You caught me off guard there. Off the top of my head, I'm going to say a 1 minute 17. 1 minute 16? 1 minute 16, there we go.
16,
Just before he crossed the line, I said 1 minute 16. Yeah. So there we go, 1 minute 16.6. Looked like a fast lap, but just towards the exit of turn 8, he did appear to come off the accelerator a bit, so there might be another few tenths in that for him.
Definitely a good lap, because you got Aros there with a 17.4, Young Money with a 17.6, Safe Martyr, now Sickerman Man with 16s with a 16.9. Who is next across the line? Is that a Williams? Yep, it is Rhino in the Alpine. He has invalidated. Who's next? It's Kays from Tier 2. What kind of lap time can he set? Oh, he's just starting a lap. Idiot me. So yeah, the pole record around here was set by Elite Risk, which was a 16.7. So the lap record, the pole record, has already been broken by half a tenth.
Brilliant.
So one lap in and we're already there. So yeah, way to go, guys.
Well, I think correct me if I'm mistaken. I think just as we had this race last year, I think was the track just released. So I think between then, the drivers have had a bit more time to feel out the track and see where the grip is and see what line they should take through some corners.
Yes, obviously, different drivers have different adaptation periods, and some people will take to new tracks like Duck to Water, some will struggle, like me. Speaking of struggles, Kieran. Oh, as he gets a lot. Oh, dear me, that was a bit of a feisty exit. But Kieran, having a season to forget so far, he's only got, in the first 4 races, he's only scored points in the last 2 races. And he was 6th and 7th. So his title defence isn't going to plan, and he's currently not even in the top 6 drivers in the championship. Championship currently led by Aros on 66 points. So Kieran has got a lot of work to do to get back up the table if he wants to, retain his crown.
But Alaros isn't out of the woods. You have Arthur or Firmsy right on his heels at 65 points, and just a bit of insight. Alaros has put in the Discord that he does not like this track, so Arthur might be in for a good race today if he can keep his car under control through these slippy corners of Portimao.
Yep, and Elite Risk sitting there on 60 points as well. Elite Risk actually won here, so we've actually only had one race so far here in 7GR. Obviously it's a new track, so you're not going to have many races, but Elite Risk actually won the first race here last season. So Elite Risk, who's been very improved so far this season, one to watch out for. He had a very good battle with Rain, so hopefully these two can put another show. As I say that, Elite Risk...
He was disqualified a few minutes ago. I was waiting to let you know. I think he spun on the corner, he's waiting to turn around, and he was disqualified for driving the wrong way.
Oh, thank you, Cody's. Elite Risk, that is... well, he's not getting poled today then, and I tell you what, if he wins from 20th on the grid in Tier 1, he would have done very well.
Definitely a statement.
Jake, another one down there who's had a poor lap, and I think he spun out on in Turn 1, Turn 2. He'll be down the back of the grid as well. A lot of grid drivers invalidated. Rain has invalidated his lap, so I wonder if he'll be going again.
See, it's a really bad mix, because you have those really, really low grip corners. I'd say some of the lowest grip in the game, combined with some of the exits of the corners are just you have to really find the limit of the track. So when you have no grip and you have to push the limit of the track, you can invalidate or you can spin, and it can cause them for very tough times.
Yep, so only 3 drivers in the 16 so far. Vegeta has now been joined by Owen and Safe Master. Safe Master, another one who's been going pretty well recently. Safe Master, he's definitely up to his game. And Kieran putting himself into P4, so looking a bit better so far for Kieran.
A Toblerone fighting back.
No, not. I've only had one piece so far. Don't worry, it's all good. So just a quick word on Aros. Obviously sitting there in 7th place at the moment. Currently on his about to start his 2nd flying lap. Today you could see today is a race where he could get his 24 race point streak in a row, which means 2 seasons straight of points finishes. That's not just finishing, that's points finishes. So the top 10 in the last of the 24 races. And quite a staggering stat about Aros is obviously this is his 54th race in 7GR, and he's only won 6. But yet he's always up there. He's always in the top 10. Mr. Consistency, as I like to call him. He's doing great stuff this season with the consistency.
But see, that's the secret to a good championship. That's the secret to success. Consistency. You can win one race here and there, but if you're not constantly in the points, if you're not constantly getting your name up there, then it's not good. I think Alaros is making a good run here. He's as I said, he's consistent. He's constantly putting points on the board. He's constantly keeping his hat in the ring, so to speak, for the championship battle.
And of course, I know you weren't here for the first 3 seasons, Lions, but obviously the first 2 seasons were dominated by Thomas, where I think he won a staggering 20 out of the 24 races.
Wow.
And then we had Kieran dominating season 3 and 4, and he won most of the races. So obviously a lot of these guys, for instance, at Elite Risk, 57 races, 2 wins. You got Owen, 35 races, 4 wins. So a lot of these guys, now obviously you've got Kieran struggling for form. Obviously Thomas no longer with us. A lot of these guys now will be wanting to rack up their stats in terms of victories. As Vegeta goes quicker by 0.4 of a second.
I told you, he did come off the accelerator a bit towards turn 8, but those 10s were there, and he went and got those 10s.
Yeah, and Aros up into P2 as well, 16.8, so the 4th person into the 16s. What about Aurelian then? What can he do? It looks like he is on a warm down lap. Phantom looks like he has just finished his lap. Young Money is invalidated. What about Finn? He's about to start. Arthur looks like he is on a slow down lap. Rain as well. He will be on an out lap. Right then, so...
Ooh, and Rain invalidates just there on the exit of turn 4, I believe.
Right, so it looks like, I think Arthur's about to start a lap. So what I'll do, Leon, is we'll do our special week. You can describe us a lap of this, we'll say fabulous track, but it's not quite fabulous, a lap of the track.
I'd say it's
As,
fabulous.
we
To be
ride on
honest,
board
it's
with Arthur.
what I like to call a natural track. You know, it's carved into the landscape, plenty of elevation change. But here we go on board Arthur in his Red Bull. DRS on up the hill at the main pit straight, and you're going to go diving down into the hill in turn 1 here. Plenty of curb on the entry. Raise the curb on the outside and the inside. Carry the speed around to your next corner here. Barely on the brakes. You don't want to go too hard. Again, Portimao is a very deceiving track. You think the corners are tight, but you can carry a lot of speed around. Very heavy on the curb again. Flat out down towards the almost hairpin-like turn back up the hill. Coming up to this glooming turn 8. You might lose the grip. Very fast so far, no mistakes. Hasn't invalidated, which is a very tough thing to do on Portimao. Very heavy on the curb again. Gently around turn 8, keeps the grip on, back down the hill, back up towards the blind right-hander here. Bit of curb on the inside, a double apex as well, so you just want to take it nice around. You don't want to get too deep into the corner. Another blind left-hander coming up. Portimao really heavy on the blind corners. A lot of curb on the inside, a lot of grip as well. Arthur looking for a good lap here, keeps it nice and gentle, grooves the steering wheel around. It's going to be a flat right-hander to the finish line here, back up the hill. The time is looking solid. I think Arthur could be in for a good lap here. Has he got a pit? Oh, I thought he was going to jump into the pits there. DRS is on. And it's pole position, provisional pole for Arthur, with 1:16.2.
It was, he called it, and it was a good lap. And I tell you what, Arthur, just like a lot of them, a lot of these back ends are very skitty. A lot of these guys obviously looking for lap time and hoping they can just keep the rear end under control, but every person I've been on board with just losing the rear end at quite a lot of corners, so watch out for that in the race.
It's tough. As I said, like, if you to describe Portimao with one word, it has to be deceiving. You think the grip that is there, it isn't, and then you have those just completely blind corners. You can't tell just exactly where the apex is, so you have to trust your instinct and you have to trust your gut. I think practice is important at every track, but Portimao, you have to learn your braking zones down to the centimetre almost, just for how blind some of these corners are. I'm still on board with Arthur here, but as just up this right-hander up the hill, you don't know where the apex is, and it's a double apex as well, so the braking zone is very crucial, especially if you want to keep your time around the kind of medium speed corner.
Yeah. Right, and so who is the next person to set a lap? Reigns. Oh, look at that. Reigns put himself up into P3 with a 16.3. Of course, Rain has been on pole out of 3 of the 4 races so far, so he'll be looking to make it 4 out of 5. Arthur, the other person to get a pole. So, will it be Arthur? Will it be Rain? Will it be someone new? Vegeta certainly looks like he's got the speed.
He definitely does. Vegeta, a very strong driver. He came into the 7 Euro League a bit late last season, and he immediately made a statement with his race pace and his qualifying pace. So, I think he can win 1 or 2 races this season. He's definitely has the pace today, so we'll see how his race goes.
Yeah. Alright then. Mr. 7-Up comes around the final corner. Will he set a competitive lap? It looks a little bit off. But there we go. A 17.2. Puts it up into P10. There's quite a split in the field. Obviously, we did 2 tier 2 last week, didn't we, on the Wednesday? And from 1st to 18th, I think we had like a second doing the whole field. So far here, we've got 2 seconds from 1st to 18th. So, obviously, Portimao track that a lot of the drivers are still learning.
I think it is, yeah. I think there's a bit more of a learning curve to Portimao. Just, as I said, the braking zones and finding where the grip is. So, I think some of the drivers might not have it down pat, but it's just still some very fast times out there. But it can be tough, and it could just be whoever put in more practice, whoever has more pace, you know.
Exactly. And it all ends up making for a good race then. Vaughan currently down there in 16th then, looking to trouble the lap times. Currently down there 16th, as I said. Currently on a 17.6. He's up a 10th. That won't move him up much if he does a 10th. And up to 13th. Not bad from Vaughan. Currently got his tier 2 rival Rhino alongside him so far. Look at that Phantom down in 17th as well. He's had a really poor season, Phantom. We know he's got the pace, but again, another driver who's just not on it this season. As we see some of the drivers coming out for what will be their final run, by the looks of it. And I believe it's going to be David and Kuba will be the first one to start a final lap. My timing screen says 2.5 minutes, which means we've got about 3.5 minutes left.
Well, Cody's are back with their magic because my timing screen says 1 minute and 35 seconds, so... 1 week, just 1 week without some trouble from Cody's. That's all I asked.
Well, you know.
Never gonna happen.
There are 3 things certain in life: death, taxes, and Cody's lobbies being screwed up.
Well, you know, new regulation changes next year. Hopefully Cody's get some new regulations for their games and maybe a slight improvement.
I think, obviously, we know Cody's have got the EA money behind them now. I think, obviously, they're going to, all their developers and artists are all going to be, obviously, concentrating on the new cars, you know. It'll be interesting to see what race order they do it in.
Very interesting indeed. I think it's going to be an exciting, just for F1 and for the game. I think it's going to be very exciting just because, you know, the sport does translate into the game, so we obviously are going to get closer racing with the new cars, so I think it's going to be very exciting to see. I think we're going to see a lot of a shift in the drivers because, you know, you have some good race pace from some drivers, but their race gets ruined just by dirty air and stuff like that, and obviously, you know, the new regulations are to change that, so I think we could see some very close races next year.
Yep, so David Akuba, he just posted a lap 17.0 up into P9. Is anyone on the fast one? No, Owen, he's on a thingy out lap.
Oh, Jacob spinning at the top of turn 8.
Oh, he's on the out lap as well, so that's not going to hinder him too much.
He gets the
Vaughan, we know... Oh, Vaughan's actually up 2 tenths, so I think this is Vaughan going for another lap on these tyres, and he's another 2 tenths up, which will move me up, well, 1 place at the moment, so we'll see if he can move up any more. It's interesting to see the different strategies as well. Some drivers allowing their car to drift over to the left.
3 tenths and everything's falling up into P11.
Yep, some cars keeping to the right, some cars letting their car, use my words. Okay, outside, some on the inside.
On the last corner, is it?
Oh, yeah, an Origin Finn. He has invalidated, so he won't be improving his time. It looks like it's a Ferrari next. Would that be Alros?
Oh, and Reigns disqualified for parking in a dangerous location.
And the game is at it again. So that'll be P3. Oh! Reigns. Oh. Well, on my screen, it's just taking him down to 19th. They've probably disqualified him.
Yeah, it was disqualification for parking in a dangerous location.
But usually I swear it lets them keep their time. But it's just outright disqualified him from the session. Oh no. Dear. So...
he put in a good lap as well. He was P3 if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the 2 drivers who gave us an entertaining race last year, Rain and Elite, are down there in 19th and 20th.
Well, I mean, it's going to be an interesting battle towards the back anyway. It won't be any back marker stuff, so that'll be something to keep an eye on.
That's something we've missed. Look at that Arthur. He's improved 1:16.1. Vegeta 1:16.1. So a lot of these drivers going great guns. It looks Jacob is 2 tenths down. It doesn't think he's going to improve.
He did. I was on board with him on turn 8. He lost the rear end and he lost his time, unfortunately. So.
Origin Finn a 10th up. This could move up a few places. 11th. That's where you want to be, really, on a grid like this. 7 up has invalidated, and Phantom is also invalidated. So I think that pretty much does it for qualifying. Young Money deciding to finish the lap rather than going into the pits.
Definitely an interesting qualifying session anyway. It was one of the cleaner ones accident-wise, but a few disqualifications there, a few tough ones. I don't think it was obviously it wasn't anything intentional, so it's going to be tough for both Rain and Risks at the back there, because they're both very talented drivers, but they're going to be stuck behind a lot of traffic.
Yep. It's definitely going to be an interesting race for sure. Maybe we'll get a bit of rain to spice it up as well. Who knows? Oh,
don't jinx it, please. You don't need it. We have a nice track, some decent times. Yeah. Let's have a nice clean race. Everybody got in the lobby on time today. It's a good omen. No rain.
Yeah. So, you say that, but everyone's finished their lap and the lobby hasn't. Oh no!
Look, I
The
think
lobby
Vaughn's still
hasn't.
pitting, so I think it might just be that.
Yeah, hopefully the game will
That
continue.
Cody's are feeling
Either that.
extra spicy today.
I'm just going to take a picture of this qualifying just in case.
Just in case.
Because you never know.
I think this is your ploy just to get some bad weather. You're gonna be like, oh no, the lobby quit, and then you're gonna put on
Well, no,
some
because
thunderous weather and then bring us back in.
it's okay because we always go with the weather that was set. So no shenanigans on those part. Right then, Lions, do us the honour of going for the grid for you.
So, with his new name, Arthur takes P1, Vegeta P2, Owen P3, Alros the championship leader, almost I think, correct me if I'm wrong, P4, Kieran P5, F1 Safe Master P6, Fierlucci P7, Jacob P8, David Akuba P9, Young Money P10, Origin Finn P11, Vaughn P12, Aurelian P13, Xbox 7 Up, still have to find a nickname for him, P14, Rhino P15, Phantom P16, K's P17, Jake P18, Rain P19, and Elite Risks P20 after an unlucky disqualification.
Yep, and we have confirmed. We have a confirmed dry race. So what I'm going to do now is our boy Mr. Fresh, who's in the comments, has done us a nice little standings table. So this should hopefully work. Boink. There we go. So on your screens now, you should be seeing the Tier 1 standings as it stands, the drivers and the constructors. So you can see Alros currently sitting there in first position, 66, point ahead of Arthur. Elite Risk down there, well, third place in 60. Obviously, he's got a lot of work to do to add to that tally. Owen, P4. Got Jake, Lord and Savior, up there in P6 with 22 points. Rain, incredibly, with his one win on 25 points, the DNF the other 3 races, or other 4 races, I should say. No, 3 races. Maths, Pete. Come on, maths. So, yeah, pretty tight at the top, and then there's a little gap. But obviously, Owen winning last time out in the USA. He'll be looking to make that 2 in a row after a good qualifying today. And as I look at the race director, it looks like everyone in the top 13 currently sitting on softs. Actually, only 3 drivers on mediums at the moment. So, make that 2 drivers now on the mediums. So, is this a one-stop race, Lions? I can't remember.
I'm not. I don't know if it's a one stop. I think. No race in 7GR is a one-stop race. Let's be honest. But race strategy, I'd say so because if you think about the track, it's not going to be too rough on your tires, and it is a quick lap time. So I'd say the drivers are obviously no mistake, like touch wood, no mistakes. They're probably aiming for a one stop. But if you think about it, your tires are going to wear, especially your rears can wear quickly. If you're losing that grip, you're going to have to be more quick on the accelerator. You're going to be burning through your tires a lot quicker. So it is an interesting strategy to go on these softs. I personally, I'd start on the mediums, but I think especially the boys at the back are probably just hoping for a quick start and just get clear a lot of the unnecessary traffic in their eyes and just get to the front. But no, I wouldn't. The track itself, I wouldn't deem as heavy on the tires, especially for some of the corners. I'm sorry, apart from some of the corners that would be rough on the tires just with the loose grip. But I'd say the soft's an interesting choice, but we'll see how it works out.
Yep. So the dry race, we should have some good racing tonight. It looks like we're going to ready up at 20:56, so we should be going in just under a minute's time. Right, looks like we've got 20 seconds until the formation lap starts then. Any predictions from yourself for the race before we start?
Well, before he got disqualified, I believe Rain was looking very, very strong. So I think if he can clear the traffic quickly, I think he can secure the win here today. But you have Alros and you have Owen up there and the rest of them, and Vegeta as well. Vegeta on a very strong lap. and Ferbs or Arthur as well. Excuse me. So it's going to be some tough competition, but I don't know. I think Elite Risks he can be the dark horse and come from the back today, and I think he can pick up the win.
Well, a very bold claim, but I think it will be a very good race if that comes to fruition.
Well, you never know. As I said, 7GR, there's never a one-stop race.
Nope, there's always some kind of oh, and I've just I've just seen the disqualification. The Elite Risk. He spun, and as he was spinning across the grass, the game disqualified him. So 1-0 to Cody's again.
So he wasn't even stopped. He just spun, and the game was like, all right, you've had enough.
It was almost the you know Brazil, people won't end up spinning and they go up that grass.
Yeah.
And it resets into track, but this time it disqualified him rather than resetting into track. So yeah, very bad luck for Elite Risk.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, dear me.
And actually, speaking, we do have both Rain and Risks on the medium at the back, so I think they're in for the long haul, hoping for an early safety car and just stay out on the mediums.
Yep. I think, to be honest, I mean, I think if you're starting the mediums, you don't want an early safety car. I think you want a safety car just as you want to pit. And then you can have the safety car. That means you throw up the field and the guys that are starting on these softs will have pitted a long way before you.
If I was at my idea when I go, if I'm at the back, if I choose the medium or the hard, especially probably more geared towards the hard, but thinking like, oh, early safety car, I can stay out or something like that. But it can work both ways, and we have a lot more runners on the mediums than I was thinking. So Aurelian as well up in we're not a brilliant. I just know it's not a brilliant qualifying from Aurelian sitting down in P13 considering last season's performance. So
yeah, Aurelian, another driver who's had a very a down season, shall we say, so far. A guy who's usually always in the top 5 the last 4 seasons. In season 5, season 6, I should say. Seems to be the one where it's dragging him down a little bit.
Just noticed Arthur's getting very far ahead of the pack. He might tires might start to get a bit chilly if he's waiting too long. Especially do have a spinner at the back. I believe it's one of the Williams.
Well, there you go then. So the game reckons it's a one-stop strategy. So the soft runners will be pitting between lap 11 and 12. And then I don't think it said anything else other than that. Well, it was a two-stop, but it was a soft. So we have a soft to hard, or we have a soft medium race. Right then, it looks like we are ready for the lights to go out. We have 5 lights, and we are lights up, and away we go. A bit of a slow start for everyone by the look of it, but Arthur looks like he's got a really good start. Looks like Vegeta's bogged down, and Owen is up into P2. Looks like the drivers are all playing friendly at the moment as we go to the back. Aros has lost a couple of positions. Oh, we got a spin at the back. It looks like it's Vaughan. Aurelian as well. We were just saying about his season. And Mr. 7-Up as well. He's got no wing. So we've got a few casualties at the first corner, unfortunately. And some at the back as well. What's happening there? Looks like we had... was that David and
Kuba went off as well.
Yeah, it's all going off.
Brain over to P8.
Whoa, look at that! I'll tell you what.
He is not wasting any time.
I'll tell you what, right? I know you don't have access to the Tier 1 chat, but let me just read you a message. Hang on, where's it say? Elite Risk. P8 by the end of the first sector. And I think he called that for Rain, so he's definitely... Wow.
I told you, I said at the start, regardless of his disqualification, he's not going to waste any time. He's a talented and he's a fast driver. He's already up into P8.
Yep, Elite Risk up into P12 then. He's keeping up by the looks of it. As look at that, Fierlucci in P7's obviously had a mistake somewhere because he's fallen 1.7 behind Safemaster. But as we cross the finishing line, it is Arthur who is in the lead. Just over 7 tenths to Vegeta, who's got that P2 back. Owen settling in for P3 at the moment and Kieran up 1 place into P4. We've got XRL Jacob up into P5, who's up 3 places. Safemaster and Fierlucci non-movers at the moment. So I think Rain on those medium tyres is definitely one to watch.
As well, in Alros, an unfortunate start. He dropped down 6 places to P10, so not the start that Alros hoped for, especially considering that his championship rivals are ahead of the pack at the moment.
Yeah, I wonder if Aros has got a bit of damage because he's a couple of car lengths away from Origin. So maybe it's just the heavy fuel playing the part. We all know it's very tricky. Heavy fuel in this game.
I'm still trying to get over the rain up 11 places into PA. That's insane.
Yeah, that is insane indeed. Oh, has he got a spinner? Who was it? It was Origin Finn. Oh, that's it. And apologies, I left the graphics up for a second there. So we all missed the first lap. So fantastic stuff. Right then, at the end of lap 2, look at that. It's Vegeta. He's down a second now. So Arthur now has he's out of the DRS zone, and also Vegeta's pulled out a gap to Owen. So the front three have all escaped the DRS zone.
Well, they're going off into their own battle now. If you look at the map, they are starting to pull away a bit, especially Arthur building a very good gap to the, Vegeta behind him. And Vegeta also building a great gap to Owen. So I think Arthur is looking very strong. He did have a good start and he managed to stay out of trouble. So I think Arthur's looking in for a strong race here. But Rain, he's on those medium tyres, and the points in front are going to have to pit sooner. So I think Rain might be in for a good lap here, or a good race here.
I was about to say Rain's still behind Lucia as it stands, but the DRS is now enabled, so you imagine into turn 1 he'll be having a go. He certainly looks like he's got the pace on Fiorucci at the moment. But it also looks like Fiorucci has actually caught up as well, because essentially he was the second half behind. He's now only a second, so his front runners look to be holding each other up a little bit.
A loss of grip there for Rain towards the exit over the corner, but he's still right on the back of Fiorucci. And Rain gets very dicey on the grip there. He just lose the back of Fiorucci there, so I think he's going to have to wait for the next lap to get after him.
Yep. Fiorucci doesn't have the DRS either, so he won't be pulling away. As look at that, the front two then. Owen has fallen another second behind, so Owen obviously, we know how fast he is after last week in USA. This week, not quite up to it as it seems, as it's Vegeta. It looks like Vegeta is going to be Arthur's biggest chance today. Good to see Vegeta back on form.
And we didn't have elite risks up into P10. He's just after going past Jake, and it looks like he's starting to size up Alros as well.
Yep, elite risk on the move as well. Then he's
I believe we had a guest appearance from Fresh. What was he? I didn't quite what he said.
Oh, I had left the standings up. I think he was telling me to turn them off, but don't worry.
Oh no.
And I wonder if Aros has got damage, because he is now fallen over 2 seconds behind Rain. And now we know how fast Aros is, so to fall, and obviously Rain is on those medium tyres as well. So you have to wonder if Aros does have some kind of damage. Obviously, we can't see it visually unless it's at least a yellow. So if it's a light green damage, we can't see it.
He's breaking very heavy into some of those corners. I think he might have a bit of damage.
Right, here comes Rain then. Let's see if he'll make a move up into turn 1. Fiorucci goes early onto the inside.
Looking like he's doing a sore pass.
Fiorucci does have the inside though. If he does do it.
Oh, a bit of contact.
Oh dear.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Unfortunately, the camera angle didn't provide us with what happened there, but it looks like a coming together between Rain and Fiorucci, and Fiorucci is off the worst.
Rain was going down the outside, but Fiorucci didn't want to give up the corner, and I think they are both just trying to fight for it. I don't think it was anybody's fault in particular. I think that you've got two very talented drivers that both want to fight the corner. I think it was just very unfortunate accident there, but I don't think Fiorucci will waste any time getting back into the race.
No, and judging by the start we've had, the tier 1 stewards are going to be very busy by the looks of it.
Indeed.
Yep, so Arthur still has that gap, so just over a second now to Vegeta. Owen, just 2.5 seconds behind now, coming under pressure from Owen. Kieran then looking to get up into those podium places. Will he be able to... He was this close last race, so I wonder if Owen's got a lot of straight line speed in that Alpha.
We're going to see now as Kieran comes with the DRS and the ERS right on the back of Owen. He's going to see something similar here to Rain and Fiorucci into the first corner, but I think Kieran is just going to have a bit more space.
say Owen didn't use his ERS till very late on, so I wonder if Owen kind of knew it was coming and just thought, do you know what, I'm gonna lead that fight. As a late risk now, up into P8, he has got past Alros.
And Rain up into P7, so that battle between Elite Risks and Rain still carrying on up towards the middle of the field.
Yeah, both drivers up 12 places so far. As the leaderboard has, of course, glitched, so I can't tell how far people are behind again. Hashtag thank you, Cody's.
Let's have a look here. No, they won't tell me about it. Brilliant.
Excellent stuff. Right then. So the new guy, obviously, Mr. 7-Up, not having a great race so far, having to pit on lap 1, and of course he had double stack as well, so not what you want to see. Vaughan down there in 19th, Young Money, the first of the two Hatters, down there in 18th. Familiar sight for F1 fans, seeing Haas down the bottom. Origin Finn, another, yeah, another one pitting, and it looks like Fiorucci pitted as well.
I think he might have just picked up a slight bit of wing damage after that bit of contact with Rain.
Yeah, he's still on. Nope, Fiorucci didn't pit, so he just obviously having a difficult time at the moment. Phantom having a good race as well after a disappointing qualifying. He is up in P10 in the points at the moment.
And Kieran has moved past Owen actually as well, but Owen's not quite done with Kieran just yet.
Yep, we saw Kieran overtake Owen at the I think it was lap 6 he overtook him. So he stayed ahead, and Arthur is now 1.4 ahead now. So it looks like Arthur's finally got out of the he's got Vegeta out of his slipstream, and will he be able to pull away now? As we've got a yellow flag, it's an Alpha Tauri. It's Rain. Rain's had a spin somewhere,
no.
and he's gone down the order.
He's driving very slow.
Owen's had a spin. Owen's had a spin as well. I don't know if those are coming together with Kieran, but Owen's fallen down the field as well now. It's all going on here at the moment. Jeez. It's just leaving Arthur and Vegeta to kind of do what they want, really. As Kieran is 2.7 behind the front two. Safe Master's currently running in P4, second and a half behind, and Jacob is running a very good P5.
Too far off Safe Master.
Yep, Arison.
When Safe Master spins and Jacob goes soaring past him just as we say it.
Oh.
The commentator curse gets even more better reaction times. Just as we say that Jacob is right behind Safe Master. Safe Master loses the grip on turn 1 and Jacob is up into P4 now.
Yeah, losing 2 seconds there, Safe Master. So as Rain pits, so it looks like he got some retired. I wonder if that's a wheel issue, because he said in the chat he was having a wheel issue, which is what got him disqualified in qualifying. So shame for Rain there. He was looking very good. P8 by sector 1, wasn't he?
He was. That's really unfortunate. There's he was such a strong star and a brilliant qualifying as well. Besides the disqualification, so that's tough to see for Rain. But hopefully, gets the issues worked out and he'll be back again up in the top of the grid by the next race.
He's also not feeling well, as he's just said that he's just been sick. So yeah, not not a fun time for Rain. And if you are feeling sick and you put those lap times in, well done to you, sir. Because yeah, no one likes feeling unwell, especially when you're trying to play a video game.
Especially again like F1, where twisting and turning, especially a track like Portimao as well, where it's constant turning,
up and down, up and down. Yeah. So Elite Risk then up into P6. At the moment, up 14 places. He's doing well on those mediums. Just under 4 seconds now behind Safe Master. And Alros does... Elite Risk has Alros for company. So Alros still going well.
I think did he have a spin or a bit of a loss of grip in an earlier lap? So I think he dropped down to P11 if I'm not mistaken. So he is making a good comeback, and I think he had
a rough start.
He did have a rough start, but at least he's still in the points and he's still climbing the places. I think he can put Risk under some pressure here.
Yeah, definitely. But obviously the game recommended that the one-stoppers would stop around 11 or 12 for soft tyres. So there's not much life left in the soft tyres that Aros is currently running.
As well, we are
Looks
the,
like
kind of a considering the track. The penalties aren't too heavy so far. We only have four boys towards the back on penalties, but that's just Portimao very strict track for track limits. So
yeah.
but no, I think it's. I
Oh,
think
and Jacob, look at that. Sorry, I'd say Jacob's the first one to dive in then.
It's near
Undercut,
it's
maybe.
top. I think he might have pitted earlier, I believe. I think he might have had a bit of trouble, so strange
Let's
pit
have a
from him.
look. Jacob, what is he going to put on? The softs on them. Oh, it's a set of mediums for
He's
Jacob.
going soft, medium, soft.
Perhaps. Yep. Interesting strategy, which now promotes elite risk up into P5. Sorry, P5. I'd say P15. Yeah, up into P5. And Jacob, I say this is interesting because look, Jacob has come out behind K's, so he's come out in traffic. So if he's going for the undercut, it's not working because he's behind. Well, sorry, he's behind. He's behind K, so he's going to want to get behind him pretty quick. He's
Looks like he's already
trying
turning past. He's going to have to room on the inside
Oh,
of the
look at
corner
that.
here.
He flies by on those fresh tyres. Fiorucci also now in the pits, or coming out the pits, I should say. So it looks like the front four are having their own little race now. The gap
Arthur's
from
still holding
Vegeta to
that massive
Arthur's.
gap.
Yep, 1.8. Oh, as Vegeta pits. So Vegeta going for the undercut then. Now, is he going to go for the hards, for the one stop, or is he going to put on a fresh set of softs, or even a fresh
Has
set
to
of
be
mediums?
Kieran also jumping into the pits as well while Vegeta's in here. Looking like the mediums.
We'll stay on board with Vegeta. It is. Is that the yellow mark tyres going
Yeah,
on?
the yellow stripe mediums.
It is. And what about Kieran then?
Kieran also on the mediums. I think everybody's going for that softer tyre strategy.
Yeah, it looks like it. Everyone going for the alternate kind of soft, medium, soft by the looks of it, which is good for us. Which we get some fast times at the end, which means Elite Risk will be going. Well, you imagine he'll be going for what? Maybe he'll be going for the medium to softs, or he'll be going medium, soft, soft. It'll be interesting to see what Elite Risk does actually. Now he's up there in P3. He's thinking, oh, there's some good points up for grabs here.
I think it's working out just his way as well because his lap or his tyre age is just the same as the boys on soft, but the mediums are obviously going to go longer. So I think he can. I think he can afford to stay out just that bit longer and maybe push for a one stop.
Yeah, Vegeta has come out on traffic as well. He's come out just behind David and Kuba, and Arthur is staying out another lap.
Interesting.
So he's stretching those tyres, so you have to wonder if Arthur's going for the one stop with the soft to hard.
Safe Master is pitting.
He is.
Alros also pitting. So interesting strategy from Arthur there. I don't know. Those softs on 11 laps must be very tough to drive on. So he's going to have to pit the next lap, surely.
Yep. So it's mediums then for Safe Master. So the game said the optimal strategy was soft to hards. So no, it doesn't look like anyone's going for that tactic at the moment. As Alros goes on to mediums.
I think my commentator curse is starting to come into effect because just as I said, we don't have a very penalty-heavy race. Two people have picked the penalties since I've said that.
Always that way, isn't it? So then, look at that. McLaren's running P2 and P3 as it stands, both on. So look at, we've only now got 4 drivers now on the soft tyre, so it looks like the medium tyre is the one to be on at the moment. It'll just be a wonder how, because Elite Risk now is the guinea pig for these drivers, because everyone will be watching to see how far these medium tyres go. Because if he can stretch them, the other drivers will have confidence.
Arthur's still staying out on the softs.
Interesting. So, I'll tell you what, if he's doing 15 laps on softs, he might as well do the other 18 on mediums.
Yeah, I think he's pushing for the one stop, and I think we have Jake and Owen on the softs as well. I think they're waiting for who's going to blink first, pretty much. I think Owen's definitely in the contention for a podium spot here. So I think Owen's thinking, well, if Arthur doesn't pit, why should I pit? So very interesting strategy. How many laps do you reckon you can get out of those mediums?
Well, again, it depends on how much you rag them, how often you hit the curbs. The medium tyres don't lose that much pace, do they? They'll lose grip, but you know you don't lose that much at that time. It's just whether you get you want to risk the puncher territory. We saw in USA, didn't we, where I think there was a Rulian who had the puncher, and I think Rain the week before had a puncher. So a lot of these drivers like to risk it for that biscuit, as it were.
It will be tough, but Arthur has been showing some extremely strong pace here today. He was holding that massive gap over Vegeta, so I think he can afford to go for the one stop on the mediums as he stays out for the 13th lap on the soft.
He does, look at that. So he's definitely going for the one stop then. So I think he'll pit, my prediction, he'll pit lap 15 and he'll do 18 laps on the, 18 laps on the mediums. But he's...
it's doable, certainly is.
I mean, yeah. Do you know, he's not losing a lot of time to Elite Risk either. I think he only lost a couple of attempts at that lap, so we'll keep an eye on the time. It was 12.2 the gap, and it's still 12.2. So we'll see what he does as Vegeta, who's in P7, obviously, who pitted, just hit the fastest lap of the race.
But surely the grip can't be there for him. I'm just thinking, like, it's... That's very...
Well, you say that, but look at that. We've done half the lap, and the gap's gone up by a 10th. So somehow, Arthur is finding grip on these tyres, because Elite Risk on, you know, what you would... Obviously, both tyres are 13 laps old, but the gap is staying the same. At this point, you know, you'd think that the softs would be screaming, and the mediums would be
trying to get
okay.
into their pace, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, even then, 2 tenths, 1 tenth, so... It's minimal, so it looks like
here he goes into the pit.
There you go. So only 2 tenths then. He's lost that lap. So I'll keep trying to call him firmly. Arthur showing some really, really good pace then. And what does he go on? He puts on a fresh set of mediums. So there you go then. That'll be him to the end then.
Oh, he was stopped in the pit lane there for me for a second. I was like, does he have a penalty I can't see or something? Or... I had me worried for a second.
Yeah, and that'll give Elite. I tell you, Elite Risk would have now seen, obviously, Arthur do that. And I'll tell you what, though, look at that. Arthur's the gap's come down a little bit, so he lost a bit of time for the Vegeta. Vegeta's only a second behind now. The gap was just under 2 seconds, wasn't it? So
felt like something like that.
Yeah.
Owen needs to pit soon as well, because, you know, we just had Arthur pit and Owen's on the same age tyres, so... And he's chasing Aurelian at the moment, and he is losing a bit of grip out of the corners, as he would on old medium, or old softs, excuse me, so... He needs to go into the pit this lap, or else I think his race is on the line.
Yeah. Obviously, Owen's still trying to recover from that earlier spin. As it looks like the race is hotting up. You've got Ryan up there in P2. Repping Tier 2 at the moment. Currently, looks like he's got a bit of a train behind him, with Phantom the first of those drivers. Aurelian having a decent race there, up into P4. And as I was saying, Elite Risk knows that those soft tyres can now go at least those 13, 14 laps. So Elite Risk will know that if he can get to lap 20, lap 21, then he can go to the end. As Phantom pits.
Phantom pits is
lap
going.
14. Lap 14.
Can he track the softs that long?
Well, I don't know. It's going to be tough, and he's going for the hards.
Interesting.
What about
Very
Owen,
interesting.
So will Owen go for the hards? No,
I was going to the mediums.
Owen then. Yeah. So bit of different strategies. That's what we like to see. Of course, those pit in promotes are running up to P3. Arthur back up into P4 then. So he's only about, 10 seconds off the lead. Probably a bit more than that. But Arthur, you would say, definitely favourite for the race win as it stands. Because you'd think that Vegeta may pit again, maybe not. It'd be surprising to see him take those to the end anyway.
Yeah, it's a tough call, but I mean, considering how long the softs last, I think if you manage your tyres well and just take it easy and not get too racy when you don't need to, I think Vegeta can carry those mediums to the end. It'll be extremely tough, but possibly doable.
Yeah, Owen already passed Phantom then on those mediums. Obviously, we know the hards this year are very hard to warm up, so don't expect Phantom to be making any moves for at least 3 or 4 laps. As Aurelian pits, as Arthur sets the fastest lap of the race, 18.7. I believe that's 3 tenths quicker than the previous fastest lap. So I'll just have a quick, yeah, 18.7. Yeah, so he's about 2.5 tenths up on what Vegeta's that was.
I tell you what,
Nah,
Cody's need to add. Cody's need to add. Joe, the MFD when you can see like all the damage and stuff to the car and the tyre wear. I think if we were able to check the tyre wear and the car damage, I think it would make our job easier. But I think it'd be interesting as well, just to add that element into the tyre strategy and our predictions for it.
well, if it is done by, if we do get tyre wear, it needs to be done by, is it AWS? The graphics.
Imagine.
Um,
We'd be sponsored by AWS. Though.
yeah, because I know a lot of drivers have the stream by the side, so they can kind of look what's going on with other drivers. But I'll tell you what, I think, yeah, so Elite Risk has pulled out about half a second to Rhino. So Elite Risk is running his own race at the moment, the first of the alternate strategies. And Arthur is up at the P3 now, so I believe once this straight is over, as Rhino pits...
Rhino pits on the 16-odd lap mediums.
I was about to say by the end of this straight, Arthur will be P2, and he didn't even have to wait for the straight because Rhino pitted. So then, 8.5 seconds in the gap. Watch how quickly Arthur reels Elite Risk on those fresh tyres. Because Elite Risk, what's the pit stop here? 25 seconds, 30 seconds?
About that, yeah, I've got to say. Oh, Jacob and Phantom picking up some penalties towards the back. I think there might have been a bit of contact because they both picked up a penalty and now Phantom has dropped down a bit.
Well, that would be a shame if that is the case. Haven't seen much of Jake today. Sitting there in his Williams.
We have Vaughn pit as well on the 15-old lap medium, so I think it might kick in for risks now on the 17-old lap mediums that you might have to pit at the... But that being said, the grip does look there. It doesn't seem to be affecting him too much, but can he do? I think what was Arthur ran what 13 laps?
I think it was 14 in the end, wasn't it?
Yeah, so I think risks might push it to lap 20 and then go in for the softs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, another Haas retiring in the pits as we got a three-way battle here between Aurelian, Rhino, and Owen. Aurelian and Rhino have just pitted for those fresh hards, and Owen will want to take advantage of their cold tyres. Owen's got past Rhino, I think Aurelian's got past Rhino as well, and now Owen will be looking to make up with the P8. The DRS will come into play now.
I don't think there's a whole lot Aurelian can do here. I think Owen with the warmer tyres and the grippier tyres. DRS, I don't think Aurelian can do.
Jacob retiring in the pits, that's an odd one from sitting there in P7, I think he was. He's retired in the pits. That's an odd one.
Bit of a strange one,
what's
yeah.
happened there. Yep, as Owen does make his way up into P7. His next target will be Aros in P6. Aros having one of his traditional quiet races, but sitting there happily in the points. Of course, he is on a 4-race podium streak as well. He's finished second, third, and second. So he's got a bit of work to do if he wants to maintain his podium streak. But either way, the point streak is on.
Yeah, I don't think it's out of question just yet for Alros. We know how talented and how fast he can be, so I think he can continue that streak. He's not looking, as you said, he's having a bit of a sleeper race. Like he's quietly sitting there in P6, but he is having a very strong race. So especially I think he did get into a bit of trouble at the start. So I think he might be able to squeeze into a podium if he gets lucky.
Oh, there we go. Elite Risk in the pits, and the softs go on. So let's see where he comes out. It looks like Arthur's got the speed of Vegeta. Vegeta's 3 seconds behind now. And Kieran almost 5 seconds behind Vegeta. So Elite Risk has come out in P5. Yep, he's going to beat Aros to turn 1. So, and I believe Aros was right behind Elite Risk, wasn't he? When they had the tyre switch. So Aros hasn't been able to make those fresh mediums work for the undercut. So the undercut not too powerful here then. I looked at it.
Not quite, no. I think it's just the way the track's built because you have that very slow middle section. It's not like some tracks will have a mix of fast section and then a slow section. I think Portimao is very heavily shifted towards one fast and one slow. So I don't think it is. I mean, LRC might take a while for Elite Risk to get some heat into those softs, but it's not looking great for Alros right now. I know we just said that he might be in the chance for a podium, but again, that's still not out of question. But he's going to be some tough competition to get past Elite Risks now.
Yep, Elite Risk. So he's 17.5 seconds in behind Arthur. So perhaps the race win is out of the question. But I don't. I think. Oh, hello. What's going on here? He's what 7 behind Safe Master. He's only 9 behind Kieran. So a podium isn't out of the realms of possibility.
Well, I think P5 after starting P20 for Lyris is already fantastic. So a podium, let alone a race win, would be just godlike.
100%. I almost forgot he started at the back, didn't he?
Yeah, he started P20, I believe. I think Rain started P19 and then Elite Risk started P20.
Look at that. So Elite Risk, 3 seconds in the first of the front runners to get a time penalty.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the commentator curse once again.
I think you're the one cursing him tonight.
Yeah,
I think I'm alright.
I think I've picked up your knack for the commentator curse. I think I need to stop talking. So that doesn't work out quite well.
So Arthur then at the front. Gap just under 4 seconds now. Arthur, I wouldn't say he's cruising to victory, but he's certainly doesn't need to push himself. Because his tyres are 4 laps younger than Vegeta's. Same as Kieran as well. So, yeah, it's going to be... it hasn't been the most informative of races, has it? But you can never tell. You know, no safety cars yet, no VSC. You can never tell these kind of races. One safety car, and all of a sudden they're like buses and they all come along at once. So you never know. Hold on to your seats, folks.
I was going to say, I know I've been on a streak with my curse this evening, but we haven't had a safety car, so or let alone a VSC, so it is looking relatively clean. But you know, Portimao is a somewhat forgiving track. You have a lot of runoff. You're not like racing right up against the wall. Plus, I know there's not a whole lot of grip on the corners, but they're kind of semi-easy to recover from. So let's say a clean race today. So, but touch wood, let's not jinx it just yet.
No. So Elite Risk setting the fastest rate, and it looks like I think Aros may have made a mistake because he's fallen 4 seconds behind Elite Risk. I think there was only about a second or so once the pit stops.
And Iridian is about to move up into P8 past Phantom after that's a DRS on. He's going to dive down into that hairpin, give each other plenty of space. I don't think Phantom's out of the equation just yet as well. I think Phantom's going to fight for this P8 spot as well. He does have the inside line, but now he drops back behind Iridian.
Yeah, Iridian then on those hard tyres. One of 3 drivers, all sitting in 8th, 9th and 10th.
I don't think the hards are working quite too well around Portimao. It's obviously the hard's a slow tyre, but just the way Portimao drives, I don't think that hard is the way to go. But I'm still not bad hard for Phantom runner.
Yeah, I don't think the hards work around any track, to be honest. They're a horrible tyre. I used to love the hard tyre because it was obviously they are still durable, but because they take so long to warm up, you lose so much time, and then the benefit of the hard tyre kind of almost evaporates out the window.
Yeah, it's a tough tyre to work. I mean, it's kind of a last resort tyre. I'd see it as like, oh, if I have to use it, I suppose I'll use it. Or if I'm starting at like the very, very back, I'll throw on the hards just to in it for the long haul kind of thing.
Yeah. Oh, and it looks like Safe Master has he made a mistake because Kieran is suddenly all over the back of him. No, it's Kieran that's made a mistake. It's Safe Master's up into P3. So it's Kieran. Kieran has made a mistake, and Safe Master up into P3. A little change there, and that means Elite Risk is now only just over 3 seconds behind the battle for 3rd position now. So,
he's on the fresher softs and the better tyres. I think Elite Risk can do it. I mean, what, 9 laps? He's on runners ahead of him are on mediums. It's not unheard of.
So let's have a look. So Kieran, Safe Master at 1:19.6, Elite Risk 1:18.4. So he's about a second a lap faster at the moment as Kieran gets back at his P3 back thanks to the power of the DRS. I don't think Safe Master will be giving it up just yet though, as the second DRS zone is coming up right now.
Have a whole lot of ERS to fight as well. I don't think he's going to have the room. It would be a very brave lunge if he did it, but he doesn't, so keep it safe. He's going to come back at Kieran hopefully in the next lap or two.
Yeah, Phantom and Iridian still having their ding-dong battle as well. In the battle for the I was going to say battle for the hards, but the first of the hard runners.
Wooden spoon, so to speak.
Yeah. And Rhino going well. We don't see much of Rhino at the moment, but Rhino, again, third runner of those hards. They're all running in single file there in the 8th, 9th and 10th. David Nkuba is just outside the points then. He'll be wanting to catch those hard runners, but then he is on 11 old lap tyres now, so I don't think he'll have much juice left in those just yet. Right then, on to the back straight then, Safe Master. Half a second behind Kieran. Which way will he go? Elite Risk just 2.3 now. Another second from that lap. Elite Safe Master goes for the outside.
Just quite.
Oh no! Spin! Oh no! Oh, they've gone. He's retired.
Disasters.
Oh, and I think Kieran's had that. Yeah, Kieran's lost his wing. Oh, and we've seen the first cut. And there's the safety car we were saying about.
I need to shut my mouth.
And I tell you what, this has played well into Arthur's hands because I think Arthur has got the time to pit for a fresh set of softs here. I think Vegeta definitely will as well. And that is very unfortunate for Safe Master. Him and Kieran were doing really well and a bit of misjudgment. And Safe Master in the wall. Kieran wingless.
See, it's a turn one. It's very tough. Look, just to the eye, it looks like an overtaking corner, but it's a very, very kind of like fast right-hander, very thin part of track as well. So
you have to wonder, will Elite Risk, will he put on a fresh set of softs as well? Let's say if Arthur then, will Arthur pit?
Would he have a fresh set? I think he...
well, he pits then, so he should. We think he does. So we're going to get a shooter at the end. Elite Risk then, currently sitting on the podium places.
Arthur and Vegeta into the pits.
Yeah, how about Elite Risk then? Will Elite Risk... No, Elite Risk does pit. So then, a fresh set of sauce for Elite Risk. Kieran is obviously going to pit. That'll give Aros a bit of fresh air, a fresh life as well, because he'll... I imagine he'll pit for a set of softs. He does. I think Owen as well. Yep, he's pitting. What about Phantom? Yep, get rid of those hards. What about Aurelian in P8? Oh, Phantom hasn't gone in yet. Phantom... No, Phantom stays out. Aurelian goes in, so Phantom's staying out. I can submit as a bit of a surprise.
Yeah, but the
Phantom
hards as well.
will go up into P4. Yeah.
Strange one.
Most drivers choosing to pit. As you can see, everyone, bar Phantom, is on a fresh set of softs. So I think Phantom has... we've seen it before, obviously before you came into the box. We've seen before how sometimes when Phantom, in previous seasons where he's been leading, a safety car comes out and he seems to make, I don't want to say the wrong decision, but he goes for the alternate strategy all the time. And I think on this occasion, he may just luck out. As Kieran, of course, who was involved in that incident with Safe Master, finds himself in P5. So you imagine Phantom will be easy pickings.
It's going to be a tough one. Yeah, the field's going to be stacked up behind them, obviously, and they're all going to be on fresh sauce. I really can't justify this call with Phantom, but I mean, he is a talented driver. We can see what he can do, but I think just in raw power from the sauce against the hards, I don't think there's a whole lot he can do. But again, we'll see. But that's a really strange call from Phantom.
Yep, and Owen getting a time penalty under the safety car, bit of an old one. But there you go. So that's what the penalties look like then. You got Elite Risk. Everyone is on 3 seconds, apart from Fierce, Lucci, and Origin, who are on 6. So
I think Phantom hurts anyway.
Oh, yeah, he is. He's gone into the pits, so that'll put him down a little bit. I say a little bit. I imagine he'll come out. Is that Aurelian? 8. So he'll probably come out in P10. I imagine. Will he get out in front of Jake?
I think he might. So he should just quite, yeah.
It's going to be close.
It's going to be very close, yeah.
I think Jake's going to get him, you know. I think
Jake's
got
Jake
him.
has him. Yeah.
So P11 for Phantom then. So, yeah.
Well, at least he's on the right tire now, so he has a bit of a fighting chance.
I mean, obviously, I imagine the safety car will probably. It might come in this lap. Obviously, we've got a lot of cars still out there. But if the safety car does come in this lap, we'll have what, 6 laps of racing, and everyone on fresh softs. So I think we should have a good grandstand finish. And watch out into turn one, because we've seen how tricky turn one's been so
Yeah,
far.
hopefully nobody gets too aggressive or excited with their brand new soft tyres and tries anything brave into turn one, but we'll see.
I think that's the only thing really that could end Arthur's charge here. We've seen Arthur being very comfortable, very in charge here so far today. Hasn't put a foot wrong. You could say the same for Vegeta as well. Vegeta's done very well. He's having a very good race there, Vegeta in P2. Not quite got the speed of Arthur, but he's there. Elite Risk then, up from, where was he? Up from last in the grid to P3. So,
But see, that's gonna hurt him now because the field is gonna be stacked together. So that 3 seconds is gonna be a lot more harmful than it was if the field was spread apart. So he's gonna have to put the drive in his life on now.
Well, but obviously you've got you just don't know how many of these guys are gonna have warnings. As it looks like the safety car is coming in. Then everyone has caught up, and it's a case of that was a very late call. So a lot of these drivers aren't gonna have warm tyres. And there goes Arthur. He's gone. He catch it. Looks like he's caught Vegeta unawares, and looks like if anything, Vegeta is going to come under attack from Elite Risk. Elite Risk looking to move over to P2.
Is he gonna try it? Surely he knows where the accident. Okay, he's not brave enough. That's good. Keep it nice and safe. No more safety cars. Hopefully, he's gonna try it again though into turn 2 or turn 3 even. Excuse me. And it looks like he just squeezes past Vegeta.
We've got a casualty as David Kuba looks like he's had a little incident. And Jake as well looks like he was facing the wrong way. So a couple of incidents at the start, unfortunately. But Arthur then is still your leader. And Elite Risk up into P2. From P20 to P2.
Insane.
There's one more car to overtake. And the first challenge is complete. Plus he needs another 3 seconds as well. So the race is on.
I just saw Arthur there, a bit of loss of grip on that tough turn 8, so hopefully he can keep it under check. Hopefully he doesn't feel a bit of pressure now with the field stacked up behind him.
Yep, we were saying about Arrows having a little quiet race, just going by his own business, up into P5 now. So Mr. Consistency sitting there in P5, he'll be looking to grab any positions that come up. Elite Risk staying that 6/10 behind Arthur. Both drivers deploying all the aero they can. They've got to be a little... Oh, look at that. Elite Risk 17.8. So Elite Risk now has the fastest lap of the race. As it stands, Arthur will take the lead of the championship.
Doesn't look like, as you said, doesn't look like Risk is catching Arthur that much. But Vegeta is staying somewhat within striking distance of Elite Risk. So,
yep.
A 3-second penalty, I'll see where it will drop. I think he might drop to, if this field stays the same, he'll probably be ending up around P5, P6 maybe.
Yep, well, we've still got 4 laps to go after this one then. So anything can still happen. You've seen Elite Risk has already got you've got the pace. He's hit the fastest lap. Can he stay with Arthur? I think that will be the key to him keeping that second place. Because Vegeta is right on his tail. If these guys don't spread out and they create a DRS train, then Elite Risk may not be able to keep a podium. As the DRS is now enabled. Kieran is the first one to drop outside that thingy. And it looks like Fiorucci's had a spin on that last corner. No damage though, as he doesn't go into the pits. I don't think I've seen many people spin around that final corner, but there you go. It can happen.
I think Elite Risk might be on you might want to be careful with the corner. He's just ran wide at turn 1 there. I don't think he should pick up another penalty. I think that will definitely be his race gone. But
and what's important is that Vegeta has fallen out of that 1 second window. So no DRS for Vegeta, as Elite Risk still hanging on to the back of Arthur then.
Alro's hopping back at Kieran as well.
Yep. We've got 4 laps for this race to hot up even more. As Aurelian having a really good race. In there in 6th position. Right on the back of Alros. could be anyone's game. Oh, is that a bit of wing flying off somewhere?
But
I saw a bit of wing. Oh, I saw a car going sideways then. Right then, so we've got DRS. Elite Risk is 7 tenths behind. Now it's 8 tenths. What will the DRS do? He hasn't. Oh yeah, wrong DRS line. Right, how much can he pull up? Only a tenth so far. 2 tenths. So it looks like, yeah, just under 3 tenths by the look of it. So DRS isn't worth that much around here. As Alros and Aurelian and Owen all going at it now for the pretenders from seasons 1 to 4 going at it. Aurelian comes out on top this time. Aurelian up into P5. As Owen
not quite getting there on the second DRS straight either, so I think he's just going to have to keep it closer in the corners and then go for the DRS strike, but we'll see. Alros as well, hot on the back of Aurelian. Runs wide a bit into turn 8. He has the Alfa Romeo of Owen on the inside, and Owen just gets right back past him. So good battle between Alros, Owen, and Aurelian there.
Yeah, it looks like Alros has lost 2 positions then. We said he was doing well in P5. He's now down into P7.
I was just thinking that was he on the back of Kieran, so he must have made a mistake somewhere.
Yep, Kieran has a gap of 2.5 seconds now, so Elite Risk will be happy to see that. So Elite Risk currently will be finishing P3 as it stands, as we go into lap 32 then. Elite Risk is only 7 tenths behind this time then, as Arthur looks to get out of
the brake and the toe. He knows what's up. He knows Elite Risk is right on his tail.
Yep, gap down to 4 tenths then. I think Arthur knows that Elite Risk can't probably win. Oh no, another 3 seconds for Elite Risk.
I called it again, my curse again. I said a lap or 2 ago that Elite Risk, he needs to watch those track limits, and he just got a bit too greedy on the exit curve there, and he picked up another 3 seconds. That was really unfortunate.
Ours with their 3 seconds as well, and I'll tell you what, it might not matter at the moment, because obviously we've got a few drivers now, they've all got 3 seconds. So Elite Risk, as it stands, will probably finish 4th. It isn't bad when you got a 6-second penalty.
Still brilliant, yeah.
Yeah. And, yeah, Vegeta then, looks like he's settling for 3rd at the moment, or 2nd actually I should say. There's penalties. He has got Kieran for company though. I have to say, it's good to see Kieran keeping up. Then obviously Vegeta looked like he had the pace on Kieran early in the race, so good to see Kieran coming back.
Yeah, he is right on the back of Vegeta. I wonder if he can get him in the last lap, maybe, perhaps, if Vegeta just gets a bit untidy on some of the corners, but
yeah,
we know the pace of Kieran, we know the pace of Vegeta, so it's going to be a tough battle for both of them.
He's already had an incident to turn 1 with Save Master. What will he do this time? It doesn't look like he's got much space, actually. Doesn't look like the DRS has aided him much.
I think Fergie or Arthur might be at risk here from Elite Risks coming into the second DRS straight here if he manages to keep it clean. Which doesn't quite, but I think that's a done battle there for him, especially with that extra time penalty. Yeah,
P5 then, still under threat. You got Owen and Aurelian going at it, and you got Rhino who's a couple seconds behind. He look at that. Aros must have damage because Rhino has just overtaken him for 7th position. Aros must have damage somewhere. He is falling like a rock.
I think he might have had a bit of a spin maybe or something like that, or maybe just taking a bit of damage because when he dropped back that 2 places off Kieran, so maybe he got a bit greedy on the battle and took up a bit of damage. But yeah, unfortunate for Alros considering he did have a bit of an unlucky start and he was charging back, but he's dropping back down to P8.
And just like that, we're on lap 33. We're about to come around the final corner then, as Arthur will take his 3rd win of the season. And he crosses the line, and he does. And now the question is, where does Elite Risk finish? 3rd, 4th. So yeah, it looks like 4th place then for Elite Risk. So a good race. 20th to 4th. Well done, Elite. Good drive. So then Vegeta back on the podium. Kieran, 1st podium of the season. Is that his title charge back on? Aros finishing 8th in the end then, by the looks of it. So yeah, as we wait for the last 2 to cross the finishing line, which will be Fiorucci and David and Kuba.
I think that was just pure dominance from Arthur today. Like, I mean, I don't think towards the end there he was under a risk from elite risks, but just earlier on the race, just pure dominance, just pure pace from brilliant to see.
Yeah. So the game
Of
has
course.
given driver of the day to elite risk. Would you disagree with that?
It's very, very hard to disagree. I think anybody would have to form a college level debate to disagree with that. It's a brilliant drive. 16 places gained from elite risk from starting at the back. Very dominant drive. He was almost putting Firmsy under pressure. Arthur, excuse me, under pressure towards the end. Yeah, very hard to disagree. So definitely elite risks for driver of the day.
Yep. Right, so we'll wait for the podium to finish, and then we can do the race rundown. There we go then, Lions. It's all yours. Give us the race rundown.
So your winner today in Portimao, you have Arthur with a very dominant race. Vegeta in P2, Kieran P3, throwing his hat back in the ring for the championship battle with his first podium of the season. Your driver of the day, Elite Risks in P4 after starting P20, P5 Owen, Aurelian P6, Rhino P7, Alros P8 after a tough drive today, Vaughn P9, Origin P10, Phantom P11, Kays P12, Jake P13, David and Cuba P14, Fierlucci P15, F1 Safemaster P16 after a tough incident, XRL Jacob P17, Young Money P18, 7up P90, and Brain P20.
Yep, and Fierlucci being the party pooper then, as so he's taken the fast step point away from elite risk then. So Firmsy will take control of the championship heading into round 6 next week, and I think right there is probably time to end the stream. Thank you guys for watching. It's definitely wasn't the most informative races, but of course they can't all be bangers. It wasn't a bad race, but
It's a clean race. It's a
definitely
rarity. It was a very towards the end, obviously, a bit of an incident, but clean race. I think everybody drove their best today.
Yeah.
A few people got unlucky, but you know that's
Elite,
F1.
great race from Elite Risk, great race. Aurelian, Rhino coming out to the top 10. Vaughn from P12 to P9. So there's some very good races out there today. But if you have enjoyed today, make sure you come back tomorrow. Obviously, we've got Tier 2 racing and everyone's favourite track, Abu Dhabi. Or Abu Dhabi. I never know how to say that. So Abu Dhabi tomorrow. I believe Jake will be in the comms. Not too sure who'll be joining him. But yeah, if we're anything like last week, then then tomorrow's race will be fantastic. Right then, thank you guys very much for watching. Any final words from yourself, Lions?
No, I think if I was to say anything, I think Arthur affirms he showed his dominance today. I think he's I think Alros very tough race today, so it's going to be tough to keep up with Firmsy, especially the dominance that he showed. But I don't know. I think Firmsy's looking strong for this championship, but it's also good to see Kieran back on the podium after he did have a tough start to the season. But Firmsy looking very strong for that championship battle.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Right then, see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.